Good afternoon, Michael Masserang here again, and today I'm in Providence Plantation, which is a suburb of South Charlotte. Really lovely neighborhood that's been here a long time, and a lot of these houses have drainage and moisture challenges. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite combination programs that I put on houses. This is actually an old ATMOX controlled ventilation account. And this gentleman found me through my videos and reached out to me to retrofit his system. It was a relatively old system. I think it was maybe 12 years old. And it just went out of service. And so we were hired to upgrade the system. You can see here that this is the new ATMOX ACE controller, which we've upgraded the system for. All of the old fans that this client had were still in good shape, and we were able to integrate those into the new system with the V1 sensor. Had to have all new sensors put on this system, but that's okay. And we actually were able to expand on a drain system that was already installed here. You can see this is a pipe and gravel drain system, and I'm going to crawl. We installed the system, has been flow tested. It's in good shape, plenty of rocks, and I'll put a picture of what a foundation drain looks like on your screen. We did install this sump basin because a lot of water was accumulating here, and unfortunately the gravity discharge that was installed for this drain system just wasn't sufficient. So this is a commercial sump basin with a 1/2 horsepower pump that we've added to the program. We're going to install a new buried exit line for the sump pump, and this is what we call a bubble pot. This is going to be changed a little bit, so they're in the process of doing that as part of today's itinerary. And you can see here the guys we are going to install a white liner, and you can see customer had a commercial dehumidifier that was also running with the system, and it's an April air unit. Perfectly fine, still in good shape. We were able to put a retro kit on this and tie it in to the new system. A lot of the ATMOX programs that will run do have supplemental dehumidifiers, especially when there's a drainage problem. This gentleman's got a little cubby here where the maintenance for the crawl spaces here. There's the old pump down there, and we have the hot water tank and mechanicals here. Above my head here there is an crawl access that we're gonna, actually this is the old ladder, kind of rickety. We're gonna build this gentleman a new ladder that's solid, much more robust and safer to egress. So if they want to come into this chamber from upstairs, from that entry, they'll be able to come down the ladder safely. But we've already deployed the B-box, as you'll see there. The B-box is the central hub for the entire system, and you can see the low voltage connections span out across the crawl space to the various sensor points and fan locations. In concert with running this dehumidifier, when extra firepower is needed to be dry, we have this ability. So, so this is a combined hybrid system, very similar to an encapsulation, but combined with the full drain system, sump pump, fans, as well as the dehumidifier. We're under vented code. It's important to remember. That's a separate part of the building code. You have more options to run a hybrid system if you run under vented code for the state of North Carolina. South Carolina would be similar as well. The controller can be installed in the house, or a lot of people like to put it in the garage, like this location here. That's where the old controller was. So I'm going to crawl to the other side so you can see other key features of the system. And this section of the house is the exhaust air. So we have 2 triple exhaust fans here. that are exiting the structure, and I'll put a picture of that up on your screen. We're on the opposite side of the house, and you can see we got to get the dust out of here, but these are the original intake fans for the system. And again, we were able to rescue the old fans. They're still in condition, good condition. That's a common question we'll get from clients that have old ATMOX systems. Can we rescue the old fans? Yes, you can. Perfectly fine. Can be integrated into the new sensors and new controller. I'm here at the opposite side of the house. There's 2 crawl space entrances on this house, which makes this a lot easier for me to do this. But here we are on the far side, and you can see here the full perimeter drain system, and we have flow tested this and made sure that it's effective. It is a full perimeter drain system. And I'm going to crawl. You can see we're going to do a white liner, which is great. It's going to look real pretty in here once we finish the liner installation. And wanted to show a couple key features of the ATMOX system. You can see here, this appearing curtain, crawl space, traditionally stick-built home with drop curtain system. This is one of the original dead corner fans. This helps to disperse air evenly throughout the dead pockets. A huge issue with encapsulated crawl spaces with a dehumidifier only. The system can be deployed for an end cap or a controlled ventilation concept that we're doing here. This is the wood moisture sensor. You can't run an effective system without being able to take a wood moisture reading. None of the encapsulation companies run wood moisture sensors. They only run by calibration of relative humidity, which only tells you part of the picture. It's so important to have a wood moisture sensor, which the ATMOX system deploys, and I put these on every single install. It's the most important piece of data that you can send back to that controller. Because if you're at 19% wood moisture, you can grow mold and your floors can cup. Also, adversely, in the winter, if it gets too dry, if you get down to 3-4% wood moisture, it's going to make the floors too dry and they'll crack. So in the winter mode, this system protects you from having cold air brought into the crawl space environment. So a really fun combination protocol here that shows the effectiveness of controlled ventilation, a system that works. This customer has had an ATMOX system for well over a decade, and I'll do another picture of the cubby. And not all houses have this, but this is pretty cool that this has this little cubby for utilities. And then there's our B-box assembly over there, which controls the entire thing. Here's another dead corner fan. And I can swivel that in any direction I want to make sure that all the dead pockets are covered. It'll also protect that dehumidifier. Instead of burning up in 5 years, we get 15, 20 years out of it. And that unit's already 7 years old. So we're going to extend the lifespan of that $2,000 piece of equipment. So a lot of fun things here with this program. In closing, there can be some negative information from other companies, from people that think they're experts in crawl space science, but may not have familiarized themselves with with how this program works. I hear it all the time. And my question to those people is, well, have you ever been trained on the ATMOX system? The answer is usually no. Or if the system is old or out of service, or maybe installed by somebody that installed the system improperly, every system success is dependent on how well the system is installed. So if it's not hooked up correctly to begin with, certainly it's not going to work. So you don't blame the manufacturer. You got to make sure you work with a highly skilled, experienced person like myself that designs the system and understands how moving air around a crawl space works. So if you're getting opinions from unqualified people, just don't listen to it. Contact the real experts here. You can contact me directly, and I'll put that up on the screen for you at 704-787-6972 or my website, specialtyfoundationrepair.com. We're here to help. and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you, and we appreciate you joining us today for this ATMOX controlled ventilation install. Take care.